She hasn't shown up here in how long? What's she gonna do? Is she going to plead on these?
Yes, but
You know, I'm not gonna be nice about this, right?
I understand, but
You plead guilty here, you absconded, you could get 93 days with credit for any time served, right? Did you sign an advice or rights form here today? Do you read it and understand it?
Yeah.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights. And there will not be a hearing. Do you understand that?
Yes.
I'm gonna need somebody in here, Sadie, from probation. All right. So I'm gonna ask you how you plead as to each one of these counts. If the count one that you failed to attend your scheduled visit on January 21 of 15, how do you plead? You failed to attend your visit on that day?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the count two that you failed to attend the victim's impact panel? How do you plead?
Guilty?
Did you fail to attend the victim's impact panel?
Yes.
Count three that you failed to submit the chemical testing as ordered on November 20 of 14. How do you plead?
Here.
Did you fail to submit the testing on that day?
Yes.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Wait a minute. Something's wrong here.
We're kind of backed up in probation.
This is the wrong show cause.
what?
Looks like she was just in front of Judge Hessen, right?
Yeah, so it was pretty lean.
Yeah, I know, but there was a different show cause. It looks like the one Judge Hessen arraigned around. Maybe if you'll just give me a second here. I already adjudicated this show cause, it looks like. Now, this is the show cause. I made a mistake. They made the mistake, actually. They put the blue back from, this is what happens when cases become so old, for January 21 and 15. And as I look at it, I already adjudicated this case. The show cause she's here for are set forth in the show cause dated April 24th of 15. April 24th of 15.
What was the other reason?
Count one is she failed to attend the court work program on March 21 of 15. Count two, she failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive on March 16 of 15. That's count two. And it looks like that's it. Those two counts. So I'm gonna have to ask her how she pleads on them. My apologies.
It's fine, Judge.
If you plead on those, ma'am, I want you to understand, you could get 93 days since you've absconded. You understand that?
Yeah.
You understand all your rights.
Yeah.
You understand you have two counts here, and that is count one, failure to attend the court work program on March the 21 of 15. How do you plead to that?
Guilty?
Count two, you failed to refrain from consuming alcohol or drugs testing positive for cocaine. How do you plead?
Guilty?
Did you test positive for cocaine on March 16 of 15?
Yeah.
Did you miss the court work program on March 21 of 15?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody force you to plead guilty?
No.
Ms. Wild, your name?
Elizabeth Wise, probation.
I don't know what happened here. They gave me the wrong blue back. They gave me one from January 21 of 15. I already,
One that I have in the file too, Judge.
that's wrong.
Okay.
I already adjudicated that. And if you look on the back of this, I sentenced her actually on that on February 18 of 25, and I was pretty kind to her, but then this is one dated April 24th of 15. All right, so I'm gonna let Mr. Cayley here tell me whatever he'd like to say.
Your Honor, Ms. Smith knows that she absconded. She's had several tragedies in her life by way of explanation and excuse. Her daughter died a few years ago. She's been losing all three kids. Her husband died less than a year ago. She was working, she got hurt. She went back to work, she got hurt again. So she hasn't been working, she hasn't been driving. The last time she's had any adjudications with respect to any contact was in 2018, I believe she had an offense. Judge, she suffers from anxiety. Back then, I believe that was an OWI due to marijuana. She tested positive, obviously. She didn't complete the courtroom program. She posted a bond and the amount of the total fines and costs because she wasn't working, trying to raise these kids. And she got back from disability. She worked again, got hurt again, and she's applied for Social Security disability and workers' comp as well, Judge.
Can you figure out for me how many days she has credit coming?
I am not seeing any credit, Your Honor. I'm not seeing, any proof of community service in an effort to give her credit. I am not seeing attendance on the court work program. I believe she was already given a day of credit by you for perhaps being in custody by the police at the time of her arrest. But I cannot offer any credit. The only positive I can offer, in relation to her case is she attended the victims impact panel. That was it. Everything else, she, did not attend or she absconded from.
But she posted 1,020, right?
Yes, Judge.
How much are we showing that she owes right now, Heather? Can you tell me?
She has a balance of 1,020.
And let me take a look at the record. So she had a larceny, for 19 was some kind of retail fraud, attempt retail fraud. 14 was impaired. I wish you would have come and talked to me, you know that? You can't do this. Do you have any other thoughts you want to have?
I don't, Your Honor. It's a 2010 case. Obviously,
Well, I'm
we
not
dealt with years later, and we're past the 2 years for probation. Obviously, I leave it up to the discretion of the court.
Anything else you want to say, ma'am?
I'm sorry. No, I'm, with everything going on, my husband kind of took care of everything. I looked at everything my husband said. As soon as he passed away in September, and, I had,
He was sick for several years.
yeah, I was taking care of him and it's just, and I didn't drive,
I just can't condone this, but I'll give you credit that you haven't been in any more trouble. Probation's revoked. You're to pay costs of 1,020 and serve 93 days. Credit 1 to 92. If you pay costs of 1,020, I'll suspend 65 of the 92, and you'll only have to serve 27. That's the best I'm going to do. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer. So sign over your bond. I'm sorry you're in custody, ma'am. Good luck. Thank you. Thanks, Mr. Gale.
Thank you.
People against Schaefer. John James Schaefer's 26B149988 and B.
Good morning, Judge. Mazinga, turn back, Mr. Schaefer. Schaefer, can you come in?
John James Schaefer.
So he's going to plead. Why is he pleading no contest?
There's recollection, he was intoxicated.
Okay. So it's lack of memory.
Correct.
So they're going to dismiss. They're going to dismiss the disorderly public intoxication. Excuse me. If he pleads no contest to resist and obstruct, right?
Correct.
If you plead no contest to resist and obstruct, it has the same effect as a guilty plea. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And based on your lawyer's representation, I'm going to take this as a no contest plea because of a lack of memory. The possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your
Did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
Honor.
If you plead no contest, you'll be giving up all those rights, and there will be no hearing or trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. You stipulate I can use the police report to establish a factual basis? Would you mark that, Sadie? To that charge of resist and obstruct an officer, how many of that mark people's one? To the charge of resist and obstruct an officer, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right, I'm going to review the report, but I will indicate there is an agreement that he pay restitution, correct?
And it's not so much restitution, Judge, it was a, because of Mr. Schaefer's condition at the time, he had urinated in the actual cell and they needed to bring in hazmat to sterilize the cell.
I know, but okay, but he's agreeing to pay $485 for this.
Yeah, it's part of the restitution to the police department.
And you understand and agree to that?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna ask you again, to the charge resist and obstruct an officer, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right, I've had the report marked people's one, I'm going to review it. Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody force you to plead no contest?
No, sir.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea. I find it to be an accurate plea made voluntarily and understanding. I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the disorderly public intox. There's $485 in restitution on the no contest. I'm going to refer you for a screening and assessment. You're going to be screened and assessed today, and you'll be sentenced at a later time. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You understand that?
Yeah, last time I was here, I have one medical marijuana.
Okay? Well, I'm not going to quarrel with that. I can't change that. So you won't be violated. You won't be violated if you test positive for THC, as long as you have a valid card
I do.
and you provide proof of that. So you can show that to probation. We're going to give you a screening. You're going to fill out a questionnaire and be interviewed today, and then you'll come back for sentencing, and the sentencing will be on what day, Heather?
That'll be April 8th at 8:30.
8:30, okay? So go down the hall, get your notice, go over to probation, fill out a questionnaire, and be interviewed. Good luck. Wilson, Shane Michael Wilson, the second, 23D143763.
Good morning, Judge. Nice to get, on behalf of Mr. Wilson.
All right, Mr. Wilson, your name?
No, Lord Wilson.
Is this still going to be a plea to reckless driving?
Correct.
It's a no contest plea because of,
Judge, recollection. I apologize. For Mr. Wilson's civil life, my apologies, Judge. He did.
he had a parked car.
He had a parked car and he also went up on the grass of a residential house. But there was no alcohol, though.
All right. If you plead no contest, and we cover this with you again, this is punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs are all of those, 6 points, your license will be suspended. I think it's 90 days, but it could be 120 days by the Secretary of State. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the advice of rights? Did you read it and understand it? If you plead no contest, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And you stipulate I can use the police report to establish a factual basis?
Yes.
Can you mark this again? I'm sorry. To the charge of reckless driving, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right, I'm having the report marked Peoples 1. All right. Based on my review of the report, I find there's a factual basis for the plea. The victim has the right to appear and make a claim. I don't need a police pre-sentence report. Make sure that we notify Heather, please, the victim. I'm accepting your plea to reckless driving. You are not on probation or parole, correct?
No, sir.
And nobody's forced you to plead no contest?
No, sir.
I'm just gonna set a sentence date. We'll notify the victims. What do you have for me, Heather?
That will also be April 8th, and we can do 8:30.
At 8. This isn't good. Go down the hall, get your numbers. Good luck. Webb, Andrew Joseph Webb.
Good morning, Judge.
I'm sorry, let me finish this. It's Andrew Joseph Ellis Webb, 26B82402A. Okay. Go ahead.
Good morning, Judge. Nazareth, and that Mr. Webb, Mr. Webb, say full name. Andrew Webb.
So he's gonna plead to a no contest too. Is this through the possibility of civil litigation?
Correct,
And that's gonna be under section 771.1, correct?
correct.
So if you plead no contest, sir, I do want you to understand again, and you're going to plead, it says, to the animal violation vicious act. If you plead to that, that has the same effect as a guilty plea. It's punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, can you mark that one too? All right. And you did sign and read and understand an advice of rights form today. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
If you plead no contest, you'll be giving up all those rights and we're not going to have a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes,
And
sir.
again, you stipulate I can use the police report to establish a factual basis. True?
Yes,
All right. To that charge, animal violation, vicious act. How do you plead it?
no contest.
All right. I've had the report marked Peoples 1. I'm going to review. All right. Based on my review of the report, I find there's a factual basis for the plea. Ooh, looks like quite a bite. I'm not going to order a pre-sentence report. I'll accept the plea, sentence date, notify victim again. Okay, Heather? You're not on probation or parole?
No,
Anybody force you to plead no contest?
no.
Please accept it. We'll notify the victim. I'll give you a sentence date. We can do April 8th again if you'd like, Heather.
Yes, that works, Judge.
At 8:30. Okay, sir? So, you're gonna have to notify the victim. They can come in and claim restitution, but I'm accepting that plea to animal violation, no contest.
Judge, also as part of the plea, there were some other civil infractions that were paid. So we've talked to the prosecutor and she's got no objections. The court would set aside, those two civil
Do I
infractions.
need to do that? Can you just do that, Heather? Dismiss the dog at large and the no dog license?
And then carry over the payment to this case.
Yeah. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Judge.
And then can you tell me how much the bond is? And I'm gonna make it a cash bond on this case. I should say how much the payment is. This was a personal bond, but he paid the other.
I believe there was $450 paid in total on this. Yeah, I think $450. Well,
So I'm gonna go ahead and dismiss the dog at
He
large.
paid, so he paid 135 on one of them. And then 135 on the other, on the B and C.
So it looks like 270 then.
Yes.
No, the person.
I think that's correct.
Okay, 270 cash is the bond. Make sure you dismiss files pursuant to STIP, dismiss the other two files. Dog at large and no license, no dog license.
Just additionally, Mr. Webb does work out of state, on certain job projects. We asked the court to allow him to leave the state for employment purposes.
Where do you go, sir?
I mean, I could be traveling anywhere, Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee.
Okay, I'll just make a note here. Can leave state for employment purposes without consent, okay? Can leave state for employment without consent. And I'm modifying that bond as of today, March the 19th. Okay? Anything else?
That's it.
Go down the hall, get your notice, sir, and we'll see you back here. Good luck. Funchess, Kiamora, Rain Funchess, 25B149961A and B. Could I have Amber Russell seated at the table here?
And Rose.
And I'm gonna take Ms. Funchess, your name?
Good morning, Judge. Matthew gets turned back in punches.
What is she pleading to?
Judge, she's pleading to no ops and the distracted driver.
All right, so the original charge, driver unlicensed, will be dismissed. You're going to plead to distracted driving. You're going to dismiss the failure to yield accident, right?
Correct.
To the charge distracted driving, that's 0 points. How do you plead? Responsible or not responsible?
Responsible.
If you plead to no ops, possible penalties are up to 100 fines, 90 days jail. Costs are all those. Do you understand that?
Yes,
And did you sign, read, and understand the advice of rights?
yes,
Plead no contest, or if you plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights and there will not be a hearing or a trial. Do you understand that?
yes.
All right. To the charge no valid ops on person, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle on Western or Sylvan in Brownstown, December 27 to 25 at 2:32 p.m.?
Yes,
Did you have a valid license on your person?
no,
Are you on probation or parole?
no,
Anybody force you to plead guilty? Did you cause an accident to another vehicle?
yes,
I really gotta set this for a sentencing. I hate to do that, but the victim has the right to seek restitution. So I'm gonna set a sentence date. I'm gonna accept the plea to no ops, accept the plea to distracted, dismiss the drive while unlicensed, dismiss the failure to yield, notify victim again on this case because the victim could make a claim for restitution since you were unlicensed. So I'm sorry, we'll give you a new date. That's gonna be April the 8th at 8:30?
Yes, Judge.
At 8:30, okay?
okay,
So I'll go down the hall and give you the notice. And I'll sentence you on the distracted at that time as well. So I'm gonna defer the sentence on both cases, at least on the distracted, and I won't sentence you on the no ops until that date when the victims have been notified. Any questions? Good luck. Thanks. Russell. Amber Elizabeth Russell, 26B02516.
Good morning, Judge. Matthew gets back in his Russell.
Ma'am, your name?
Amber Elizabeth Russell.
All right, so this could be a plea of no contest to disturb the peace, right?
Right. This is gonna be the,
What happened before?
what's that?
Did we try to take this plea before?
We did.
Okay,
It turns out there may be issues of civil liability here, so we decided to be no contest things.
are you okay?
Yeah, I'm just not feeling well, but yeah.
All right, so if you plead to, okay, she's got to sign this.
I
Okay,
thought
she,
there should be a yellow piece in there.
is there?
What's that?
This is December. You know,
I had her filling up today, Judge. I couldn't find it.
all right, well, I'm gonna advise you orally. If you plead to disorderly person, a no contest plea, that has the same effect as a guilty plea. I would take this under section 771.1. If you plead no contest, because of the possibility of civil litigation, I'll take that no contest plea, like I said, but it does have the same effect as a guilty plea. Disorderly persons punishable by up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs, or all those. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right, and again, did you sign an advice of rights and read and understand the rights today? Do we have them?
Judge, I've got the card over here. I know I have the white copy.
It is signed.
If
It
you,
is signed. The court wants to.
it's December 23. If you plead no contest, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
All right. And again, you understand a no contest plea has the same effect as a guilty plea.
Yes.
Counsel, do you stipulate I can use the police report to establish a factual basis?
Yes,
All right.
This is the one that was signed today.
Yeah, this one,
With the wrong date on it.
you put December?
So.
Okay.
You signed it December 23 of 25?
Sorry, I'm not feeling well.
Are you okay? You're not under the influence of anything, are you?
No, I'm just not feeling well. I'm getting over a cold and I'm laryngitis.
Okay, I get it, but are you under the influence of anything?
No, not at all.
You weren't drinking?
No, not,
You didn't take any medication today?
not at all. I don't take it till the nighttime.
Can I give you this again? All right, sir, I ask you to take your hat off again.
Sir?
Sir, you have to take your hat off, please. Thank you. To the charged disorderly person, how do you plead?
No contest.
All right, I'm gonna have the report marked Peoples 1. I'm going to review it and make sure there's a factual basis, okay? Just bear with me 1 second. Are you sure you're not under the influence of something?
Yeah, I got up at 8:30, took a shower, got dressed.
I've got board
Here.
reports here, Judge. They go.
Is she under the influence of anything?
No, sir.
All right. I'm not quarreling with you, but you walked up here and it was rather strange before when you're saying that the court administrator told you to come in and tell me that Mr. Gaith was with somebody else.
She did. She said that you were with somebody else and to go back and wait for him in the lobby.
I'm gonna take you at your word. There's evidence of here that based on my review, I find there's a factual basis for the plea. Are you on probation or parole, ma'am?
No,
Anybody force you to plead no contest?
no.
I'll take your plea of no contest to disorderly, dismiss the A and B, refer you for a screening and assessment. You're gonna be screened and assessed today, and you're going to be sentenced at a later time, okay? I'll give you a new date. Maybe we can move this one out. I think I got enough for April 8th at 8:30, Heather. Could we go to the
Yeah.
following date?
Yes, we have Brownstown on April 16th.
April 16th at 8:30 will be your court date. You're gonna go down the hall, get your notice, and then over across the hall to fill out a question and be interviewed, okay? And then you can leave. Good luck. Thank you.
No.
Johnson. Or Terrace, Brandon Johnson, 26B-150-198, A, B, and C.
Good morning, Judge McNally, on behalf of Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnston, your name, sir?
Lawrence Johnson.
So we have resist and obstruct possession of a controlled substance. Those are 2 charges, and then we have a third one of expired plate. Does he stand mute, waive formal reading on the misdemeanors?
Yes,
What is the alleged substance?
hydrocodone.
Pardon?
Hydrocodone. Tylenol.
Yeah, I get it. Well, it's hydrocodone's that's an opiate. It's Vicodin. What kind of a record does he have? You got warrants. You gonna go get around to taking care of your warrants?
Yes, I have a ticket once that's in 34th district, but I'll
You'll take care of them.
Yes, sir.
You got Taylor.
Yes, sir.
You just see something, yeah.
The first driver wasn't my husband, so sorry.
All right. No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs, $1,000 personal bond. You cannot leave the state without consent or violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. I'll give him a new date too. Why don't we set this, is this Brownstown, is the 16th good for me, Heather?
Yes, Judge.
we'll make it at 9 AM. You show up then, okay, sir?
That's it.
If you want a court-appointed lawyer going forward, you're gonna have to fill out a petition for it, okay?
Yes, sir.
Best of luck.
One,
Burgor. Sarah Ashley Burgor, 26B-149-830 A and B. Is she here?
yeah, she's the one with the minor child.
Oh,
They said they told her to wait in the lobby.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll,
Amy, can you grab Miss Burgor? Thank you. Thank you.
Who is, that's the judge.
Okay, ma'am, your name?
Sarah Gregor,
Ma'am, your name?
Sarah Gregor.
What am I saying?
I'm
I
sorry.
was just kind of thrown there.
No,
I was gonna ask the kid to state her name.
Daniel.
Daniel,
You say hi, I'm Daniel, I'm 3 years old.
how's it going?
Say hi.
How you doing?
Mr. Kaylee gave him money for
You
the
wanna come up here and put this on and make these decisions
He
here?
was so nice, he gave him $2 and he was like, Mom, come on. Got some M&Ms up the bench.
All right.
I'd be showing you your M&Ms.
We're gonna adjourn this. Why don't we go into Mr. Gate? Your name?
Good morning, Judge McNally, prepared to have you for your.
I wouldn't mind
Are
if you
you
put
ready?
this off to the next docket either.
This
Keep
is for
this-
Brownstown. Sorry,
Yeah,
Judge,
so
you need a
we
date
can
for
do-
this, Brownstown. We
Yeah.
could either do that, 8th date or the 16th.
Let's do the 8th at 9:15. How's that?
Okay,
And you come back on that date, okay?
Thanks.
Thank you very much. You can go down the hall, get your notice, and you're all set.
What's going on? Oh,
Pish. Which one? Nicole?
just getting. Just.
Oh, I think he was gonna fill out a petition.
Fill out for.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Nicole Marie Pish.
Yes, I've got those two and then I'll do.
Where is Nicole Marie Pish?
She's on Zoom, and Mikhail Crawford is the attorney.
What's she doing on Zoom? 4.8339113 A and B.
she disappeared. She's not there any longer.
Well, you know what? She's not appearing on Zoom on mine. She missed here on Zoom, but disappeared. She calls back. You tell her she's coming in to see me. Where does she
Okay.
live at? She lives in Detroit, it looks like. So she's gonna have to come in. She missed her court date the other day. I get a little tired of this nonsense. Do you guys have a file?
He's with Mr. Carmen. I don't have the file yet. I do have Miss Radkey's, but she's with Mr. Granada, who's meeting with, another person. And Mr. Gate has one more.
What do you want?
Wow. Oh, that's okay. Did she get 771? Yes. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, sorry. Maybe a problem.
Be seated. Be seated, I'm sorry. Nancy Radkey, Nancy Elizabeth Radkey, 24B, 145, 414, A, B, and C.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Peter Granada, P7413. I'm IDC counsel for Ms. Radkey.
Name, ma'am?
Nancy Elizabeth Sowers Radke.
Your Honor, I had a long discussion with Ms. Radke about her case, and she asked me to ask you for an adjournment so that she can retain counsel. She has a meeting with the VA. She's a veteran, and she has a meeting with the VA on Thursday, the 23rd, where she can sign up for counsel. And so I'm asking the court if we can consider a adjournment to May 7th. That would give her enough time, because this is a rather complicated case. It's not just the charge in front of you, but it also includes a civil case that was filed against her, that there's either a countersuit or another action against the person that's suing her. It's something that needs
and that she wants to retain counsel for. But for today's purposes, she would stand mute, waive formal reading, and stand mute to the charge.
Case has been going on since 2023.
I understand, Your Honor, but she came in today on her own recognizance. She lives in Ohio. She hasn't had a Michigan driver's license for, over a decade. And it's a very complicated case.
Well, we had her living on Third Street.
That where I was working out of.
Now, how long have you been living in Ohio?
There's 2015.
So, about 10, a little over 10.
You gotta take your hat off, sir. I'll give her a pretrial. I'll let her not guilty plea.
Thank you, Judge. Could you withdraw the warrants? I believe. Is there-
Yeah, we always do that. Heather, we're gonna schedule files B and C, and this other one, the A file.
We didn't have this technology.
I mean, she's got things in Novi and 18 and 23. I'm just. All right, I'm giving a new date here, Heather. What are we gonna do?
You want to do the 8th or the 16th? Because this is a Brown.
April 16th
We
at
could do-
9,
Go ahead, Judge.
9:30, ma'am. And you owe 2 civil infractions here too. Let me check something here.
Your Honor, could we have a little more time? Because she has to meet with the VA on the 23rd. She won't even begin the process of retaining counsel until the 23rd of March.
She's had 4 years, 3 years. Right?
I was in a coma. I was in the hospital.
The accident that resulted in the DWLS was pretty serious.
And the ticket was 6 months after that.
After what?
After,
She was cited after the accident. Cited.
6 months after that. So I didn't even know about it.
I know, but I wrote you back in, I wrote you back on September 18 of 23. You must have written me a letter here.
That was September 23rd of 23.
Oh, that,
Right.
well, I cited these case numbers. I don't know how, maybe there was a typo. There had to be a typo. So it had to be September 18 of 24. You must have written me a letter,
I did.
and I said, be advised the bench warrant on the driver license suspended, revoked, denied charge was issued on March 14 of 24. The bench warrants were issued on the careless driving and no insurance charges on June 24, 24. Immediately surrender yourself to this court for arraignment on the warrants. And you didn't do that.
Yeah, what I sent you was a copy of my Ohio license and my Ohio insurance on the front. And then I never heard anything, and I asked for a court date, and I never got one.
I don't know what you're saying. I really don't. You're sending these cease and desist garbage, and don't send that nonsense here, okay, please? You can send it to don't send that nonsense to us. You got it?
Yes,
Good. I'm gonna give her 2 more weeks, Heather. That's it, though. April 30, are we doing?
We do not have Brownstown there. Judge Heston has Brownstown on the 29th.
Well, when is the next court, the latest court date I have in April?
In April is the 22nd.
When is the first date I have in May?
May 6th.
May 6th. Don't ask me for another adjournment.
Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
May 6th at 9:30.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thanks. So you have to go down to hall, ma'am, and get your notice, okay? Where's the other one? Yeah, Michael Jeffrey Teets. 26F264001A. B. Where's Michael Teets?
I'm right here, sir.
Come on up. What are we doing on this one?
We are, we have a plea agreement, dismiss assault, and plead to disorder.
Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, sir.
So if you plead to disorderly person, public intox, possible penalties are up. Is that what we're doing?
Yes, sir.
Up to 500 fines, 93 days, 90 days jail costs or all those. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And then I'll dismiss the assault. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
Yes, sir.
If you plead guilty, you'll be giving all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
See, you guys got to have them sign these, though, if you can, okay?
Yes, sir.
If you're presumed innocent, they have to prove you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to a trial by court or jury. You plead guilty, you're giving up your right to a trial. You're giving up your right to question their witnesses. You're waiving the presumption of innocence. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
To the charge disorderly person, public intox, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you in the city of Flat Rock, County of Wayne on March the 2nd of 26?
Yes, sir.
And were you at 26100 Vreeland in Flat Rock?
Yes, sir.
And what did you do? Were you threatening employees at the Meyer store in Flat Rock?
No, sir.
Were you intoxicated?
Slightly.
Well, why are you, what did you do? Tell me what you did that makes you guilty of public intoxication.
Well, I had more than 3 drinks.
I don't care. You could have 49 if you want. If you're not harassing anybody and you're not doing anything, it's not illegal to drink. It's not illegal to drink. It's just illegal to drink and drive. So what did you do wrong? This says you were inside the Flat Rock Meyer, stumbling around while slurring your speech, unable to stand on your own without using the wall for balance, and that the officers could smell intoxicants. Is that true or false?
Sir.
I want you to tell me it's true if it's not true. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Were you drunk?
Yes, sir.
Were you stumbling?
Yes, sir.
Were you having to use the wall to maintain your balance?
Yes, sir.
Were you screaming at patrons? Threatening employees, I should say.
That one employee,
What did you say?
he approached me plain clothes and he was within 2 feet. And I asked him, I was like, well, who the hell are you?
All right. Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Anybody forced you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Please accept it to that charge. The assault's dismissed. I'm going to refer you for a screening and assessment. Again, the assault dismissed on motion of the prosecutor. Transfer the bond from the assault case over to the disorderly case, please. And Heather, and then I'm going to order a screening and assessment. I'm going to give you a sentence date, okay? No alcohol, no marijuana, no illegal drugs. You realize that, right?
Yes, sir.
You cannot leave the state without consent. You can't violate a law. You must appear in court as directed. Do you understand all that?
Yes, sir.
You've been going twice a week to AA?
Yes, sir.
Let's see it. Let me see it.
Oh, I didn't bring it.
Why not?
I wasn't aware.
I told you you had to bring it here every time. No contact with Jeremy Rose, no, or employees of Flat Rock,
No, sir.
not to enter 26100 Vreeland Flat Rock. Why did you bring your AA attendance? I feel like revoking your bond.
I've never been into this before. There was a mistake on my end. I do realize that.
You've had it signed though, right? Good. Bring it back to probation this afternoon and show them. Don't make a copy here, okay? We'll give you a sentence date of April the,
This one will be April 2nd, Judge, at 8:30.
at 8:30.
Your Honor, could we make it on the day that I'm here? I believe I'm before you every Thursday.
We could do the 16th, right?
April 2nd is a Thursday. Are you not here on that day? Mr. Granada? I can
That's
look
what
at the
I'm-
calendar.
Yeah,
I have a
I'm
April
sorry, I know
calendar.
that I'm the 16th on the 2nd.
Well, then let's do the 16th.
Okay,
Thank you.
At 8:30. Okay? Any questions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, good luck. Thanks.
Pardon my ignorance on the paper.
All right, just bring it back though, okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Johnson. Or Terrace Johnson?
Nope, I just need, that was just, court appointed attorney request.
Oh,
He filled it out.
okay.
I'm sorry. My bad.
Who's that?
It's Mr. Puritan. He's with, Mr. Gay.
All right. Come on up here, Mr. Curitan. People Against Robert Earl Curitan. 25B149-569A.
Good morning, Judge. Matthew Gay, and Bath, Mr. Puritan, state full name. Robert Earl Puritan.
Wow. This has been a long day. All right. I didn't like this at all. Defendant pled guilty to trespassing under section 771.1. He was referred for a pre-sentence report. Anything you'd like to, is everything in the report accurate?
Yes, we have no omissions, corrections, or deletions for this statutory act.
Anything that you would like to say?
Just that, Mr. Puritan, Judge, is 21 years old. He does have two children who he's financially responsible for and that live with him. One is a 1-year-old, and he does have a 2-week-old child, Judge. He is currently full-time employed as a machine operator at Whitson Manufacturing. He's had that job for the last week, and he does report that he is currently full-time employed. Is that correct, sir? Judge, I wasn't the original attorney on this case. I did review some of the background on this. Mr. Puritan does realize that it's not something you should be doing in the Pleasant Gardens.
Yeah, I mean, you guys were gonna be thieves. Right?
Sorry.
This wasn't just a trespass case. You guys were cutting fences open so you go in and steal.
I wasn't honestly trying to wrong with the people I was hanging with.
I can't hear you.
I wasn't trying to wrong with the people I was hanging with. They got me in this situation, but that was almost 4 years ago. I learned. I went through a lot of things, and I was better in my life.
10 months probation. You cannot leave the state without the consent of the court to violate any law or ordinance. If you change your address, your place of employment, or home telephone number, you must notify probation immediately. You have to report as directed. You're not to enter or go near 20260 King Road at the auto port in Brownstown. You're not to have any contact with employees of the auto port. You're to attend the impulsive behavior program through Class A. You're going to serve training center. You're going to serve 1 day on the court work program. $35 charge for that. 2 days of community service, which has to be completed by May the 15th. You're also to pay fines of $100, costs of $150, 75 victims' rights fee, $50 justice assessment. So fines and costs are $375. Probation fees are $200 for 575. Screening fees $60 for 635. Your total $670, including the court work program fees. If you violate, your probation could be revoked. You could be incarcerated for 90 days. You have 21 days to appeal, 14 days to apply for a court-appointed lawyer for purposes of appeal. I am taking this under section 771.1 as agreed upon. We're going to give him a review hearing date, which should be somewhere in the early part of September. And can he pay all these fines today? How much can you pay weekly?
Weekly, like 75.
Okay. If you don't have the money on any time, no problem. Don't get worried. Just call the court. You and I can go on Zoom, or you can walk in here on or before the due date. Be glad to give you an extension. 75 a week, beginning April the 6th of 26. Again, if you don't have the money, just contact us. I'll give you an extension. You'll meet with probation before you leave. Any questions?
Sorry.
All right. I wish you well. Good luck. I'm not excited
Judge, you
about
need the
that.
review date.
Oh, I'm sorry. What time's the review hearing?
We could do that. You want early September? We could do September 9th.
Next September 9th will be your review hearing date. Hopefully you'll have done everything. That'll be at 8:30 in the morning, and then you'll do everything and you'll come back on that date and the prosecutor will move to dismiss, okay? Best of luck. Benson, Nicholas Allen Benson. 25B1478001A and B.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Michael A. Carmen, 273-824 on behalf of the defendant.
Good afternoon. So what are we doing on this one? Your name, sir?
Nicholas Benson, correct?
So he's pleading to, let's see, the resist and obstruct is going to be dismissed, correct?
Yep, and reduced to a disorderly, and he's going to plead as charged with the driving unsuspended.
I see. Is that what you want to do, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you plead a disorderly person, possible penalties are up to 500 fines, 90 days jail, costs are all those. If you plead to that and you plead to the driving on a suspended, which is punishable by up to 500 fines, 93 days jail, costs are all those, I'm going to go ahead and dismiss the resist and obstructing officer. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign, read, and understand an advice of rights form here today?
Yes, I
If you
did.
plead guilty, you'll be giving up all those rights, and we're not going to have a trial. Do you understand that?
Yes.
To the charged disorderly person, how do you plead?
Guilty.
To the charged driving on a suspended, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Were you operating a motor vehicle February 19 of 25 at or near 23307 Telegraph Road in
Yes.
this township of Brownstown?
Yes, I
Was
was.
your license suspended?
Yes, I
Are
was.
you on probation or parole?
I am now. I wasn't at the time. I am now.
But you weren't then.
No,
To the charged disorderly person, how do you plead?
guilty.
Were you on, again, at that location on that date and time?
Yes, I was.
What did you do that makes you guilty of disorderly person?
Officer with, I felt like he was gonna pull me over, so I pulled into the bar parking lot and I got out of my car. And when they came in, I went in the bathroom and, hid in the bathroom.
All right, so you did that to avoid,
I thought I was gonna get pulled over.
did they tell you not to go inside?
No. They,
Where do we get the
I don't know what it was called.
Your Honor, can I have one?
Yes.
So Mr. Benson, you indicated that you saw the police behind you.
Yes,
Do you think they were attempting to pull you over?
I thought there was, yes.
Okay, and then you stopped your vehicle and exited
Yes,
and went into a bar
yes.
and,
Evasively.
okay, evasively, and, so there were other people at the bar?
Yeah,
And I guess was the public peace disrupted by
Yes.
the police having to chase you?
without question.
So that's fine.
I'll accept your pleas. How's his record? I'm gonna just accept the plea to suspend, accept the plea to disorderly, dismiss the R&L. How's his record?
He's got a few things on it, Your Honor. He has a case pending that he anticipates probation for. He has. Yeah,
Let's
he's
do
currently
this.
on probation.
Let's do this. I'm just gonna order a pre-sentence report, okay?
I should add that Ms. Foley Carter indicated she would not object to my request for fines and costs and for possibly community service in this matter. Mr. Benson is about to be on probation out of 2 different jurisdictions. Is that accurate, sir?
Yes.
Well, I'm not saying I won't do that. You can remind me of that at sentence, but I'm gonna still
Okay.
order a pre-sentence report.
Okay.
And you wanna do the 16th, Heather?
Yes, yeah, that's a Brownstown, correct? Yes, sorry,
Yes.
I had to check myself. Yeah, we could do the 16th.
Let's do the 16th at 8:45, okay? And you can go ahead then, and go down the hall, get your notice, and then go over to probation where you'll be interviewed, okay, sir? Any questions?
Your Honor, we have a.
He also has a no insurance, by the way,
Yeah, I believe that's in the bill.
okay?
And Your Honor, he does have a companion case for Judge Hudson that the prosecutor dismissed as part of this global resolution. Judge Hudson wrote on the ROA that she would have you dismiss that on the record.
It's here. I thought Judge has already dismissed it.
No. We want it both done.
Okay.
She wrote.
So yeah, as part of this agreement, it was going to be a dismissal, and it looks like she did it down there, right?
She didn't do it on record because Mr. Benson was in this phone.
All right, was this a global resolution with
Yeah.
25B148174? Yes, it was.
Yes.
Case dismissed. That case is dismissed.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
All right, thanks. So good luck, sir. We'll see you back here. I just need to, we're gonna set this other case for a show cause. You should bring the money on this one. I'm gonna set the no insurance C file on that date, Heather, too, okay?
Your Honor,
Okay,
the balance on that.
It-
It should be 327.
I think that one's 362 with the suspension. Yes, it
Yeah,
is.
362 with the suspension. I mean, with the suspension, yeah. Yes.
Judge, I'm sorry, was that case for Judge Hessen ending in 174? We're dismissing that one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
Thanks, Your Honor.
thanks. Good luck.
Okay.
Thanks.
Court is adjourned.
Thanks for your help.
I didn't ever eat my lunch.
It's Friday, you brought on.
What's that?
You don't see them. Brown legs and stuff.
Good with me?
Good. Thank you. Thank you.
Pleasure. My pleasure, officer.
Great job, court officer.
Thanks, Madam Clerk. I got 9,000 steps.
Are you serious?
Did you really? Yep. I mean, yeah, 9,101 step for the day.
No,
Yeah.
Amy.
Yeah. Okay.
Can you do that?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do if you don't have the money then?
Oh, I'll have the money.
If you don't have the money, what are you gonna do? You're gonna call the court or come up here on or before that due date and I'll give you an extension. Just don't ignore me. I hate that.
Okay.
And you ignored us on this defective equipment ticket too.
Yeah, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna dismiss the show cause and I'm gonna give you until April 30 to pay this one. Now, if you need more money or no more time, what are you gonna do?
Call it work.
And talk to me, right?
Yes.
And request an extension, right?
Yes.
And I'll grant it. But don't ignore me again, or I'm not gonna be this nice next time. Are we with one another?
Yeah.
Good. See how easy this is?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Johnson. Oratarius Brandon Johnson, 26B150198A and B and C.
How you doing?
Not bad. You?
Not that good from here.
Your name?
I'm sorry,
You're charged with resisting or obstructing an officer, possession of a controlled substance, and you have a civil infraction charge of expired plate. You have the right to an attorney. If you want one, I will give you one. Would you like a lawyer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Go out the hallway. They will set you up. You will have a chance to talk to a lawyer today, okay? You're welcome.
In this courtroom moment, the judge deals with multiple defendants while balancing firm warnings with second chances. One defendant is placed on a payment plan of $100 per week, but the judge makes it very clear, if there's any issue, they must contact the court before the due date, not ignore it. When the defendant admits to previously ignoring a ticket, the judge still shows leniency by dismissing one issue and extending the deadline, but warns that next time the outcome won't be so forgiving. The tone shifts as another defendant faces serious charges, including resisting an officer and drug possession. The judge immediately protects his rights by offering a lawyer, showing how important legal representation is in more serious cases. In another case, a woman facing disorderly conduct and public intoxication is carefully informed of her rights and the consequences she faces. After learning about her difficult situation, including homelessness, the judge still enforces conditions like no alcohol and no leaving the state, but encourages her to work things out with the prosecutor, showing both accountability and understanding. This moment highlights how judges can be strict about rules while still giving people opportunities to fix their mistakes, as long as they communicate and take responsibility. Question: do you think judges should be more strict or give second chances like this? If you enjoy real courtroom moments like this, like the video and subscribe for more courtroom stories.